How's it going, man? Tomorrow here. I got some things going on here that I want to talk about before I actually play my video. Yeah, we knew it would come to this eventually. Eventually, we knew it would come to niggas and non-niggas alike. This was always the only war that was going to be in this fucking sector. We knew it would come to this. We knew it would come down to people who wanted to self-improve so that way they can up their whole ELO, their whole IQ. The strategy is sitting back and acting like this shit's fine and okay. When we look at the fucking outcome of the fucking boys, we knew it would fucking come to this. I don't give a fuck about what you say to me in this chat. I don't give a fuck about what you say about people in this sector. At the end of the day, we got to be able to draw some new battle lines from here on out. Because at the end of the day, we're trying to grow the nigga numbers. We don't need the nigga numbers to grow. And at the end of the day, the niggas have had their say. They had 50 years of their fucking say. 50 years of their fucking say. 50 fucking years of putting women on the pedestal. 50 fucking years of fucking ignoring the outcome of boys. 50 fucking years. 50. 5 fucking 0. They had their fucking say. The people who destroyed the fucking community are trying to come back right now to teach you to pick up the women that they damaged to put them on your team. They already fucking told you the track record of these motherfuckers that they broke. They already told you how they fucking pick men that's not based on productivity. But at the end of the day, Kobe Bryant is not a man that any of these bitches would qualify for. But it's not that the women would qualify for those type of men. This is all about track records. Thanks for the dollar super chat, Justin Martin from the 99 cent super chat, Dre up here. But you have to understand that at the end of the day, we don't need to speak for niggas. The niggas have spoken. They spoken loud and clear that they don't fuck with us. People who actually want to take the bull by the horns and actually build a fucking community, they already spoke. They already fucking spoke. These fucking fake pro-black motherfuckers around this bitch who want to act like they want to be shit to be black no matter fucking what is bullshit. I've never met a Ukrainian who wants to be pro-fucking Ukraine no matter what the fuck happens to their race of people. Never met a person like that. You don't understand that niggas with money can speak through money. Niggas who ain't got money try to speak through money because they want to drown out everybody else. At the end of the fucking day, it comes down to, are you supporting productive men or non-productive men? We had the Lizzo shit go on. Seen the shit play out in fucking public. Then we had the Kobe Bryant shit go on. And we see how that shit played out in public. But the outcome of the boys gave these motherfuckers the ability to think they could just say some shit like that to a productive black motherfucker in society. I'm not with these niggas. I'm not with them. I'm not trying to grow the nigga numbers. I'm not trying to make niggas feel comfortable out in this bitch. At the end of the fucking day, you got to make sure that the actual results that you have be spent on the people who you want spent on. You got to make sure that it is spent on the people who actually was there with you the entire time. You have to make sure that you have the best fucking results possible. And in this shit right here that we have right here right now, that ain't the fucking case. If all these niggas who want to fucking ignore that shit, fuck them. Fuck pro-blacks. Fuck them. They sat around, fuck real niggas. They sat around and let this shit be fucked up. And what they wanted to do to cover their fucking escape is try to point your face in the direction of access to this fucking reptile to cover their fucking escape. You are not pro-black if you are not pro-black male outcomes. You are never pro-black. There's nothing pro-black about that. Never have been, never fucking will be. If you ally yourself with fake pimps, fake players, unresolved fucking criminals, there's no way in the fucking hell you could be pro-black. No fucking way. "2020 is the information age, cat daddy. You got to put down what the fuck you've been doing all the time, dog. I got a track record. I can show 15 years of fucking tax records. When I was not fucking doing shit, I can show you. Be proud to tell you what the years where I wasn't shit. Can the pro-blacks do that? No. They want to promise other people's futures, the unsuspecting men, while leaving all these fucking problems in place. That's exactly what the fuck they want to do. They don't give a fuck about black people. If so, where in the fuck is anybody else in the world following the pro-black model? And they people are doing straight. I'll wait. Where the fuck are they? Where the fuck are the Latin inviting these fucking monsters to their community to destroy their shit to empower women? Where the fuck are they at? Who are these people being invited? These niggas been getting away on promising your fucking future to these other fucking people for their whole fucking lives. That's what they've been fucking doing. Promising your productive ass to their non-productive motherfucking ass. I'm telling you, I'm Generation X. I don't trust half of these motherfuckers around here. And I don't trust about 60% of the fucking boomer generation for the same fucking reason why I don't trust half of the Generation X. The reason why, these motherfuckers ain't got no track records. They ain't got nothing but fucking intentions and broken fucking women that they fucking empower. That's all they got. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there with different communities of motherfuckers who would take my information for free and put it into action. You have to realize, you have to understand and look. If you're being paid off the fucking problem, then you're fucking part of it. You're not aside from it. Any motherfucker who's pro-black without a fucking goddamn plan on fixing these niggas is full of shit. It's fucking bullshit. We'll never be able to get in the well with these motherfuckers. Yeah, it's probably about that point, but a lot of these people can change. They are in a position to change, but a lot of these people don't understand that what you think you are defending as black culture is fucking bullshit. The system that you are defending for the women to be in charge and to choose men is fucking bullshit. Point me to another community who does that. But you want to worship melanin content? That's stupid as fuck. Given the Cleveland Browns and their fucking track record of picking draft choices and everywhere else, they still decided to fill their motherfucking NFL team with NFL level people. They didn't pick people off the streets. They picked people, the wrong people, to be on that team. It's the intentions of non-productive niggas that is fucking running the show right now. If you're known for your swag and all that kind of bullshit, I can guarantee you ain't got 10 years of track records to back up your fucking swag. But you fucking sitting here with some uncultured fucking bitch and you waving that shit in front of everybody else, fucking stupid as fuck. There ain't no motherfucking ideas of masculinity. Stupid. How you know your shit's good? Other motherfuckers will be trying to get your shit. And just because the shit that you go after goes over to everybody else, in only this specific case, they already wanted to be there. They didn't have to earn their way there. Now, I am not an NBA fan. I do not watch the NBA at all. In fact, I didn't even watch it when fucking Allen Iverson came to the fucking Denver Nuggets. You had two scoring teams, two niggas shooting like 150 shots a game. Yeah, they make it to the playoffs, but they didn't make it anywhere else because those are the only two niggas on the team shooting. That's what we got. Two niggas, low percentage, and that's the type of shit that's shooting the shots out here. They're trying to make it seem like it's only a couple of people who think this shit. I fucking disagree. Look at the fucking outcome of the boys. That should tell you what the fuck they do. How many people actually made an actual fucking podcast talking about this shit with this motherfucker talking all that goofy shit? Nobody. Wanna why? They want to get paid off these niggas. They love these niggas too much. And at the end of the day, they don't see that they are sneak dissing SYSBM every time they open their motherfucking mouth. Nigga, we ain't stupid. We can see you. But we here to celebrate the choices of a bitch, not men who produce. That's where we at. That's what speaks as pro-black right now. You have to understand that your life is your own. You get to do with it whatever the fuck you damn well please, just like she did. If her choice was so fucking great, why the fuck ain't she ahead? If her choice was so great, who the fuck ain't she fucking bring along with her? She didn't bring along none of you niggas with her. She empowered other weak ass men and other motherfuckers who are like her. You dudes have to realize the nigga and non-nigga war is before us right now. You become productive, none of them bitches matter that they're associated with. Period. You have to understand that Kobe Bryant's life of greatness started before he was born. He don't even talk about his grandfather like that. You want to know why? Because his father gave him everything that he fucking needed and a fucking chance to be great. That's what men are supposed to do. My father was an over-the-road truck driver, and he turned over the fucking responsibilities to my grandfather, and I did not fucking understand why. Until I got that first shovel at my fucking throat saying some goofy shit that I said in the neighborhood. Took me to a fucking black library in the community to teach me about the actual fucking people who I was a part of. He never fucking settled for celebrating victories without no fucking track record. That's some nigga shit, he said. That's what niggas do. And this is why all the motherfuckers who are still alive, who was part of the civil rights movement, they don't even want to take credit of this shit because the niggas that took the shit over. All the motherfuckers who helped Malcolm X with his fucking shit during the Nation of Islam, you never hear from, you want to know why? The niggas took that over too. The nigga and non-nigga war is among us right now. There's no reason, no excuse to be a spokesperson for these niggas, to be a spokesperson for these bitches, to be a spokesperson for these ratchets, to be a spokesperson for these fucking reptiles. There's no fucking excuse for that. I didn't come to this sector to be turning productive black men over to these fucking bitches. That's not what I'm here for. You ain't gonna be no fucking man of tomorrow spin game at some bitch. Nigga, you already got fucking accomplishments and results that don't even reflect her fucking value system. This actual idea of restricting yourself to a certain type of woman from a certain type of community is fucking bullshit. If that's the fucking case, show me the bitch you fucking restricted yourself to from that fucking environment. Stop bragging on it. Show me this bitch. Show me this bitch. Show me. Where is she? I had a good example. I don't like Christianity, but I was raised in a fucking household full of them niggas. I see how my mother and father fucking interacted. I see how my grandmother and grandfather fucking interacted. And it doesn't result of any of the goddamn shit that we got going on today. It doesn't have to, it isn't that way. They are black pill ciphers, man. They are ciphers from the Matrix. They're trying to drag your ass over that juicy ass motherfucking medium well steak. That's what they're trying to do, trying to drag your ass back to them motherfucker. But we gonna see. May the best black man win in this fucking race of motherfuckers out here. Because at the end of the fucking day, there's too many people claiming and not enough niggas showing. Too many. A lot of motherfuckers who are okay with fuck niggas being around. I'm not one of them dudes. I want to put head out once I see one of these stupid motherfuckers out there. At the end of the fucking day, if you follow Kobe Bryant's model, there's no way you wouldn't be great out here. There's no way. Stand to yourself. But always, like Kobe Bryant, you're going to be tested. Like that woman did in Eagle County. You're going to be tested. They're going to see if you can be took. And after that shit, that dude had a 100% clean track record. They are the Judases. They know that shit. We have a community full of fucking Judases. And a lot of niggas who think that they give a fuck about these women like, you know what? This is the SYSBM challenge. Bunk beds, nigga. You care about these bitches? Bunk beds, nigga. Shit, I'll deliver them to you. I own a transportation company. Bunk beds, nigga. Where you want me to deliver all these bunk beds to bring all these bitches to your fucking houses? There ain't got no goddamn problem. Every movement is not about collecting money. Most movements are about providing results. That's what movements are about. But when you put movements in the hands of niggas that want to collect money about saying goofy and dumbass shit. The reason why he was vilified in the media because he wasn't a stereotypical, predictable ass nigga. That's why. But if he dressed like fucking or sound like fucking Allen Iverson, he would be considered great by that. But this is why I say you need to go out there and get your own motherfucking track record. Accomplish your own shit by your motherfucking self. And decide to spend that shit to whoever the fuck you want to. There is no more of this goddamn goofy shit of fucking saying bullshit about black men. At this point in time, you got to start answering for that fucking shit you fucking say. Y'all motherfucking need to understand and recognize that the nigga track record is straight motherfucking linear. Provide nothing, say a lot of shit, pat the bitches on the ass, and that's it. That's where we at with this shit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the fucking, there's my preamble to what the fuck I'm saying. So I'm going to play my video from September 19th of 2019 called The Deliberate Destruction of Masculinity by Unproductive Niggas. Thanks for y'all for coming through. Sit back and watch. And tomorrow here, I want to talk to something that's about something that's very important. Of course, we all know what the title of the discussion right here is, but we need to put this into some context. That when men make up standards for productivity, and like there was nothing really wrong with masculinity, that it needed to be redefined by anyone. Just like there was nothing wrong with family dynamics before these people decided to redefine that too. There was nothing wrong with any of this stuff, right? Before these people decided that they was going to redefine it to mean something that it definitely doesn't serve everyone. So we know what the title is. So we need to really nail down why this particular reptile, this unproductive person, why they wanted to destroy masculinity first. Let's start there. Now, the world record holder for track is Usain Bolt in the 100-yard dash, I believe, as of right now. What would that standard mean if you took away the world record and you means tested? What's going on, Solo TV? What would happen if you took away the standard of the world record and you replaced it with a record that even someone who is a quadriplegic can actually accomplish? You've just now graded on the curve so that way more people would qualify to be a world leader without standards. That's what happened in this specific case. For masculinity, the level of means was productivity. Because you can have all this other bullshit that it's just turned into and still not be a productive human being. So now all the things that we have switched it to at this point, swag, fucking appealing to unfeminine, masculine women, you know, like all that dumb shit that we keep talking about is now masculinity now, is what these people changed it into. Because they couldn't compete with the original level of masculinity that men production. The reason why those standards don't make any sense, because you can't raise a family off swag. You cannot raise a family off influence by itself, created out of nowhere. This is why men always wanted defined measures, so that way you can complete them. Once you take something that is defined and turn it into something that's undefined, things doesn't work right. It's easy to call these people cowards. It's easy to call these people sellouts. It's easy to call them a lot of names. But one thing that they're not is they're not masculine. Because masculine men don't sit around making excuses for people who haven't achieved a certain standard in life. All right, I just want to clear something up here. This is not about any specific person. This is about a concept. I'm not here to talk about a specific person. I'm here to talk about a specific mindset. Because what we have to attack is an enemy of the mind. It's bullshitting yourself into thinking that you're more masculine than you fucking actually appear to be. That's some shit I got a problem. This ain't about the fucking women. In fact, this is why I don't even address women at all. Because I don't think women have that much power on their own. I don't think so. But at the end of the day, if you are empowering women rather than setting benchmarks and standards for men, that's something that I do have a problem. And I'm always going to have a problem with that. Because that shit don't serve men at all. It serves women. Which I think is an ignoble thing to do. But at the end of the day, those women that you empower are going to maintain that power by any means necessary. That are weak men in order to keep their power. So when you decide that you are helping out men by engaging in this foolishness for profit, you're doing nothing but weaken men in general. And it's not just the men who's currently here who you weaken. You're destroying the boys who are created in this system that's going to be left in that person's care. So not only do you have one customer, you have two customers. It's going to be the up-and-coming guy who's going to be not raised properly within that environment, who's, again, going to need surrogate help to try to quickly bridge the gap. That's how we got this punk-ass career field called dating coaches that I don't fucking like at all. There's never been a time in history where the status of non-feminine and masculinized women need to be resold to men. If a woman haven't been held to any type of standard at all, you should leave her the fuck alone. Yeah. Because if she can run to the government and still win, what the hell you look like fucking around with this shit anyway? This is what I don't get. And it's very easy for people to do stupid shit like this, trade off their fucking looks and try to sell out every other fucking man because they ain't fucking mastering themselves. That's some easy ass shit to do. I'm not sure why the fuck you would even think about doing some stupid ass shit like that. Then you want to lock key
kids into this fucking situation and walk away from this shit and it's everybody else's responsibility to fucking fix. Because see, dating coaches haven't told you an end goal to their fucking bullshit. The bullshit is to get you to the person. Now, what happens after then, that's on you. But I don't think that's a good deal, man. It's the shit that I don't get, man. And you gotta stop calling yourself a fucking coach. You are a consultant, a bad one. Coaches give a fuck about the actual resolution at the end of the product. You know who don't give a fuck about the resolution at the end of the product? Consultants. Because the more consulting you get, the more consulting you're gonna need, especially if the outcome is bad. We shouldn't try to give women more choices than they're able to handle. This is why they're in the position that they're in now. Because it's not like you fucking 8, 9s, and 10s. You really have given status to the 2, 3s, 4s, and 5s. And if that's not the case, then why the fuck are they pregnant by motherfuckers like you? If you're getting all these fucking dimes, right? Bullshit. See, this is what I don't get. I don't understand what would go wrong in a fucking human being that they would intentionally come out here and stoke a man's most primitive fucking desires and turn them fucking loose into a well-experienced fucking matriarch. In a feminist society like this, why the fuck would you do something like that? On purpose. Knowing this motherfucker has damaged self-esteem and everything else thanks to the environment that he was raised in and how society treats this particular person. This person is going to overcome all that with the mental acuity of bullshit into coming up with fucking reasons, thinking that he's more masculine than everybody else without the means of productivity. This is the shit that I don't fucking get, man. Fucking bullshit. The standards of masculinity mean benchmark, setting standards. Now, this new masculinity is about submitting to the current level of circumstance. Super chat machine jugglers makes a good point, man. And thanks for super chat. So what I'm saying is that if you're in your fucking 50s, still talking about women, trying to sell the idea of women to 20-year-old dudes who are lost and fucking confused, the nigga, something wrong with you. You haven't shown nobody that you fucking succeeded at this shit. But you out here pushing this shit on unsuspecting fucking men. You can't say that you're fucking trying to help our goddamn gender by doing shit like this. So what are you gonna do? Tell me that I need extra pussy and I wouldn't be so fucking mad at this shit, nigga? What the fuck wrong with you? Because it's possible to think that we got all this shit going on and that nobody can see how is this shit supposed to help men at all. I guess it's a fair point to say, if you have no desire to fuck with these people, then why would you worry in the first place? And that's a pretty good point. That's a fair point that people have raised. But I'll just say this. If I don't fight for what I want to be surrounded by, I won't be surrounded by it. These people are fighting for a very specific outcome. And it's not a good one for men overall. Do you think we would be here as a society overall if all we did was focus on the needs of women? There's no war that was fought for land acquisition for the needs of women. Now, this new masculinity shit who want to skip over productivity and skip right to the women. Let's go over this fake alpha shit right quick, because this is also a goddamn problem. Okay. Being an alpha, which I don't call myself because they've destroyed the fucking term. Being an alpha is based on the means of productivity and the ability to feed people. Not just your family, but a pack. That's what the alpha shit meant. Alpha in the hands of fuck niggas. Alpha now means getting access to a non-feminine, masculine ass fucking woman. In great quantity. You don't produce shit. You don't feed nobody. Everybody else had to help your motherfucking ass out because you shirk your motherfucking responsibility as a fucking man to go focus on other shit. Fucking bullshit. You have to realize that they wanted to destroy masculinity because there was no way that they was going to be able to compete on just being productive. They couldn't compete with that. That's why they had to figure out ways to empower women. And then hide behind those broken women and children, using them as human shields to protect their level of new masculinity. There are two distinct losers. The one loser is the feminine woman. A feminine woman can't really compete in the fucking circus like that. And the second loser is the productive man. A productive man is not going to compete in a system like that. But these people are proud to sell out the gender. They are proud to be the few, the proud, the fuckboys. They pride that shit. Now, this was a conscious choice by these people. Now that they've destroyed everything, they want to control where black men spend their money and who they desire to have kids. So you destroyed everything here, and then you wanted us to sit here and retire your old women that you fucked up? How much control do you fucking want? How much control do you want? Because thus far, you done fucked up everything you put your hands on so far. So why on earth should we even allow you to gain any more power than you already fucking got right now? Oh, don't worry. Nobody is retaking the castle. People don't fight for Sac City. But they do move to new land. Thanks so much, Ghost. $100 for Ghost. See if there's a message associated with it. You have to understand, man, that there's a lot of people who's going to be caught up in this 2053 bullshit when the black wealth is going to be zero. They're damn sure never should have fucking been. You don't know how many people I talk to who try closing in and closing down on this fucking bullshit. And end up fucking their life up forever. Trying to impress some non-feminine woman. But see, what you don't understand is feminine women only require productivity. Masculine women require all this other shit that ain't got nothing to do with this. And then they don't offer femininity in return and still get all this shit. Thanks so much, Nala B. Said keep kicking out the knowledge. So you have to realize, man, that it was not always this way. Right? My grandfather used to tell me that there was only a couple of these dudes 50 years ago. There was a couple of them. You knew who they were. They didn't want to work. They didn't want to go to college. They didn't want to do shit. And guess what? They fucking starved. Or they was disowned. Nobody would allow a person like that to have access to their daughter. No one would do it. Then comes blaxploitation, teaching people that they can be the shit. All they got to do is just act like it and just deal with broken people. Then those people have kids, and those people got kids, and this is what we're surrounded by now. The over-procreation of fuck niggas and unfeminine women. That's exactly what we are. And there's people who want to profit off of this dysfunction. But it'll be highly fucking derelict for me to be in this space and not talk about this shit. I don't give a fuck how many friends they got fucking with. You know this shit's wrong, right? That's the problem. This shit's wrong. Nobody's fucking speaking up. And these unfeminine motherfuckers just running wild to this motherfucker. Yeah, so how they did it is they just kept empowering masculine women. They kept giving her kids. The kids she kept destroying. Those kids grow up in a world of shit. Now those people are right now having kids right now. Now this shit's on a cyclic circle that's going to end up destroying the whole fucking race. Goddamn. Damn it. Because you didn't want to be productive. You wanted to skip to the ass first. You fucking destroyed, going to destroy everything. It's fucking bullshit, man. But we have this problem in the black community, or their black community, which I'm defined by for some reason, but I don't give a fuck about. That if you make money doing something, that it's okay to do, no matter what it is. I disagree. I think if you're out here engaging in fucking bullshit that could endanger most people in the fucking community, you should be put the fuck down, not being put up with. What's going on here? And it's just that we're at a crossroads here, man. And I'll survive the punchline, man. Now, don't get me wrong. I am going to enjoy seeing these motherfuckers suffer the consequences. Don't get me wrong there. That's some shit I'm going to have a front row seat to. But I don't think everybody deserves to go down with the ship. It'd be highly irresponsible to not give people a choice. Or at least let them know about the choice before they engage in shit that's going to end up fucking their life. There's nothing special about a 50-year-old nigga still talking about women like he's 21 years old. There's nothing special about that. I mean, you don't see 50-year-old Chinese motherfuckers or Arab motherfuckers or Latin motherfuckers trying to dress up how much game they got, dude. Why do you think that shit's here? It's here because they know that they're stuck in that same 20-year-old mind state. Now, you should have outgrown that shit a long time ago, Cap. You still talk about bitches on the regular, man, like something wrong with you, nigga. I know what you're saying. Don't like it, don't watch. But what happens when you ignore the problem? Now the problem is at your fucking doorstep repeatedly because I can't find productive motherfuckers to work with because they all think like that stupid motherfucker. So at some point, I guess we are responsible for this shit. Because if we're not going to keep masculinity up, then the shit's going to go the way of the fucking dodo bird, man. You got these motherfucking reptiles out here, all in their fucking rage rallies and shit, shitting on fucking productive fucking people and decent hardworking people and all this shit, man. Like, what the fuck is that about? What's going on, Mike B? So it's not enough that they done destroyed all the fucking women. It's not enough that they done raised the fucking kids that they have. Now they're fucking waving this shit in our motherfucking face. And these pieces of shit are waving broken women in front of these fucking men, enticing them to go fuck with these broken motherfucking bitches, man. And I gotta shut the fuck up about it, because they gotta let this nigga make some money. When you had your fucking shot to make money, it was called like how everybody else made money. You don't have to go out there and invent new shit. Other motherfuckers invented the iPod and iPhone. You invented game to fucking hide behind. Fucking coward. Hiding behind broken women and fucking broken children. You gonna build your fucking foundations on that shit? Then you're gonna bring your motherfucking ass to a space where men trying to self-improve and set up shop right in the middle of our fucking base camp. How long would you expect to get away with that shit without somebody saying something about it? Nobody asked your untalented motherfucking ass to do that. There's a scale of use. Useful, useless. Where the fuck do you think you stand on that scale right now? I can tell you exactly what the women get out. That's very clear. Because that's what your dumb ass want. You want these fucking women in charge. Because you know they can't handle their fucking options if given to me. So you want to empower them with more and more and more and more fucking options. Rather than holding motherfuckers responsible and putting end to some shit. I don't get you, motherfucker. So we got the 4 horsemen of the fucking Negro apocalypse. You can assign whichever fucking horse and color you want to them. But you got the simp, the fake woke motherfucker, the unreformed criminal, and the fucking matriarch. All 4 of these fucking horsemen is burning this shit to the fucking ground. You're right, Dollar Washington. Let it burn from the top of the hill. But at the end of the day, that's not a standard of masculinity. Access to an unfeminine woman is not a standard of masculinity, especially if you skipped over the means of production to go right there. That's not a standard of masculinity. I don't give a fuck what you make up. There ain't no fucking standard. I know what you're saying. Why are you so bothered by it? Because I'm surrounded by these fucking reptiles. Thanks to this goofy ass shit. My productive fucking nephew is surrounded 1,000 to 1 by these fucking reptiles. Yeah, y'all don't like me using that fucking word, but what else do you fucking say and do if the only thing you want to do is focus on fighting and fucking and not building? Why would you not want to be called a fucking reptile? You got something else I can call you? So that's how we got the family, the dynamics that we have today. This is why you got all these women who've been out there who are washing up on the shores now, coming online, talking about how dudes ain't productive and all that kind of shit, when they know they don't qualify for no productive ass dude. You got dudes who host panels, let women disrespect the shit out of men, and then try to save her from fucking being criticized. Like, you got a bunch of goofy ass shit that goes on, man. You got other motherfuckers who don't want women being criticized at all, but want all this shit to stay in place. You got other motherfuckers who think that everything can be solved with pussy, access to it, more of it. The fuck is that? Yeah, man, like we gotta change this shit, man. And sitting around and letting these motherfuckers procreate, that shit didn't work, Captain. It's too many of these motherfuckers right now. Way too many. And everybody want to be a fuckboy now. It's the craze. Everybody want to be the nigga with the most game. Everybody want their name on that docket in the fucking family court to go get their productivity decimated. I don't understand how you focus on one thing and not the results of the thing. I don't understand that. You got motherfuckers who are not even part of the psychological community coming up with terms to explain the hoes' actions when you could just leave them bitches alone. Because that's the answer. These people here only make up maybe 1% of the melanated motherfuckers on the damn planet. You ain't got to fuck with these people here. That's the answer. Yeah. All these answers are simple, by the way. Got an email the other day about a person wanting me to stop what I do on my channel to focus on women's issues. I'm like, what the fuck would possess you to even write me saying some stupid shit like that? I should stop what the fuck I'm doing and concentrate on women's issues, man. Like, wow, that's the type of shit, man. Can't believe that shit. We got things that are changing, man. Africa's coming online. As soon as those people get enough infrastructure, man, Africa's gonna be the place to be. You know, importing and exporting stuff out of there. There ain't no import and export tariffs. Same shit you can get in China. Aluminum, steel, coffee, everything can be grown. The only thing they don't have there is refrigeration and processing centers, which I'm in the group trying to get them online with that stuff. But y'all have to realize and understand that focusing on these domestics ain't gonna be able to get the job done. It doesn't matter how 50-year-old fuck niggas look trying to spice this shit up is something that you need to be doing. It ain't shit that you need to be doing. Because they can't show off the fucking family that they're creating with this shit. Not the family that's going to be competing with Mr. Asian or Mr. Indian or Mr. Arab or Mr. Latin. That's the thing, man. If you want to be able to compete, you got to do what the people in the marketplace are doing to be competitive. You just can't invent new standards and then go after that shit. Doesn't make any sense. Does it? But looking at it through your eyes, I can understand why you want to destroy masculinity, quite honestly. I can even understand why you wanted to destroy the fucking family. I get that too. But turning around and blaming some ominous fucking white man? Nah, man, we gotta stop motherfuckers from even talking about stupid shit like that. This enemy is quite black, not white. It is amazing how these people are doing the exact same thing that they claim the so-called enemies do. They're freely doing that shit right in our fucking face, man. Don't even care about the shit. If you don't start focusing now, your life could change with those circumstances that you get into, then it's going to be impossible to get yourself on the right track. It could take you years to get on the right track. Another email I received. This guy, following some of the more popular YouTubers online, got a chick pregnant, trying to be this hustler, masculine, fuckboy shit. Now he wish he could be a light. That's what he said in the fucking email. I wish I could be a fucking incel. I wish I wouldn't have fucking did that shit. So I asked him, did you go to the people who told you this fucking bullshit? Did you ask them for any type of assistance? You know what he said? He ain't get no answer back. So I asked him, so what did you learn in this experience? He told me what he learned is he didn't know how good he had it until he didn't have it. Yeah, you're a college student. Now you have to go out and produce for a child. If not, you get locked the fuck up. Decimated. You're already a dude emerging within this marketplace where you're going to have to find a place to live, eat. You got to do all this shit. Now you're going to add a child to this shit. And you're not even a productive human being yet. How does that work? They didn't tell you about all that shit, did they? They didn't tell you about how hard your life is going to be with the money that you could have made is now 2 or 3 years in the future because you got to focus on producing right now for this person that you put in. That is probably not going to be raised correctly. That you put here. Because if we're all lined up concentrating on the inputs and nobody really gives a shit about the outputs, then we have a problem. I understand what people may say. They may say all types of things, but at the end of the day, man, this stuff isn't working. You can't compete with this on the open market. If everybody's focused on trying to get it in and ain't nobody focused on what to produce, we're fucked. Why are we growing these numbers of fuckboys? Why are we growing the numbers of non-masculine men? Now you would think, if you're gonna sabotage shit, wouldn't you be a little bit more quiet about the shit? These motherfuckers are out in the open, celebrating with parades that they fuck this shit. But I get it, man. Everybody want to make money off the fucking problem, I guess. Guess there ain't nothing you can do with this shit. Some of these dudes are so far behind, man. Like anything in the world seems so overwhelming to them because they are a decade behind at least in development. Thanks to the environment that they were left in by one of these wannabe player ass niggas, man. Then they had the nerve to be complaining about fucking young motherfuckers and shit. And then you got the older generation who think a level of respect is not criticizing what the fuck they didn't hand down. That's some shit I really got a problem. You can't expect a level of respect if you keep doing disrespectful shit, man. What's going on, Low Cash? It's actually The World Is Yours CD. But yeah, I get what you're talking. Yeah, man, so we got to turn this thing around, man. And you got to be the first member of that team that makes this stuff change and makes this stuff happen. You can't worry about the woman right now. You got to get your own shit together. Because if this person who wants to maintain their power, if they are not there while you are improving yourself until you become an improved person, there's no way that person is going to be able to respect, neither enjoy that after you become that. Stop wasting your time on this shit. Wasn't there to build it, not going to be there to enjoy it once it is built. You let her go find some other suck-ass motherfucker to do that shit. Because if she was an actual feminine woman, she wouldn't be on the market like that. But if she is on the market, there's a pretty good reason. Kind of like the bag of potato chips that's way in the back, not the ones up front. There's a reason why that shit's there. We don't need different forms and methods of masculinity. We don't need different unscientific words to dress up bitch-made bullshit. We don't need that shit. If you bitch-made, just call yourself bitch-made and be done with it. If you ain't got no motherfucking identity outside of chasing the women, just fucking say that shit. We don't need no special fucking words. If you're on Team Reptile, then just fucking say that. Stop calling yourself a real ass nigga. If you really fucking sat back and watched this shit get fucked up. It did nothing fucking about it, but you're so fucking real. If you want to empower unfeminine women, nigga, just do that. Stop acting like you're building shit when you're destroying everything, man. You want to use exalted language, call each other kings and shit, then nigga, just go do that. And these people empower criminal activity because they ain't got no damn standards. Because at the end of the day, if you did what the fuck you're supposed to do, you wouldn't have to resort to criminal activity. Then you do the criminal activity against the people in your own fucking community. The inability to take advantage of opportunities, if you don't know how to do that shit at 20, you definitely ain't gonna figure that shit out at 50. You gotta be self-sufficient out here, man. That way you don't end up selling this whole shit, looking like a goddamn clown. You wouldn't be a fucking matriarch or fucking lapdog if you had your shit together. If you had a means to produce. And if you was internally straight, rather than trying to be externally verified and validated by other motherfuckers, dude, you'd be all right. But see, you didn't want to do that. You wanted to skip productivity. You wanted to go right to the women. And we're not even talking about feminine women. We're talking about unfeminine masculine. And this is where you want to hang your motherfucking hat. Now you're out here exploiting it. Exploiters are not creative. Exploiters are destroyed. Yeah, it's just that, you know, it's the way the shit is. Yeah, that's the way it is, man. It's just at the end of the day, we got a neighborhood full of people who want to sit around and exploit other people rather than creation. That's what we turned into. That's what the fuck we turned into. And all this shit happened because this dusty ass piece of shit wanted a piece of ass. And that's all he ever fucking wanted, was that. So now he done destroyed everything. And all he has left is to destroy masculinity so that way this shit don't work for nobody else. Congratulations. Mission fucking complete, I guess. And they want to recruit other fellow fuckboys to help them with this shit. Motherfuckers are celebrating failure. They can't even live with the community that they fucking built. They want everybody else to come fix this shit now. Fix the shit that they built. How are we supposed to build if we have to fix shit? Here's the deal. If everybody did what the fuck they were supposed to do, then how the fuck are we behind? How the fuck do you need help if you were doing what the fuck you were supposed to do? How? How easy is it to be a productive human being and find somebody else who's feminine and supportive? That's not hard. The availability of it may be hard, but the actual concept is not hard. You're looking in culture for something that the culture does not produce. That's the problem. And you know how that problem is not going to be solved? Focusing on more pussy. That's not going to solve that problem. So yeah, they're destroyed. You can tell right now what type of people who would agree with that shit. As soon as you bring up legitimate issues, the more that they point toward women, like, yeah, that's a fuckboy right there. That motherfucker don't give a fuck about this shit. So as you start talking about real deal shit or investing in all that other shit, man, they want to point toward women or go hide behind women. Stupid ass shit like that. Don't make no damn sense, man. They encourage the actual standard of not holding motherfuckers responsible just to have more pussy around that they can fuck. What kind of dumbass shit is that? They encourage irresponsibility so long as they can fucking benefit. How are you supposed to build a community off that shit? Yes. Listen, man, if you ain't got no fucking child out here, but none of these fucking reptiles, motherfucker, you did it right. Yeah, man. I had a motherfucker tell me that shit like last week. How many kids you got? I'm like, 0 by these bitches. They're like, well, I don't understand how. I'm like, no, bitch, the equipment works. It's just that I'm not working this equipment on that shit. That's dumb. No, we're not doing that. No. You see, people are surrounded by people who give them this crazy ass point of view that they top dog somehow, man, even though they ain't competing with nobody. And then, if you bring up competitive circumstances, motherfuckers shut down. It's impossible to think that all these people were raised by the pieces of shit that they fucking became. It's impossible to fucking think that. This shit is a conscious fucking choice. You made a choice to put women on a pedestal. You made a fucking choice to go to the fucking clubs. Fuck with them bitches. You made a choice to do that. When you decided that other men who are actually men wasn't men on the level that your ass was a man, which is actually lower, that's a fucking choice. You gotta understand, shit ain't nature. Shit is a fucking choice. Acting like you ain't got no motherfucking sense, that's a goddamn choice. It may be looked at as nature because that's the pattern of behavior, but that shit's a motherfucking choice. To go out here and have multiple fucking kids by dudes who you know ain't shit is a fucking choice. Want to know how? You didn't see that shit working out for somebody else, so why the fuck did you try? I know we hear a lot of shit about female nature. Let's talk about men's nature for a fucking second. A man's nature is choice, introspection, and fucking responsibility. All this dangerous and problematic shit that you see around this bitch, you should not be in the middle of it for no reason. You want to know how you slow down time? Focus on your motherfucking self. Time is going to go by so quick for everybody else while you focusing on your own shit and getting your own shit together. That's what I had to do. I'm not telling you shit that I didn't try and shit that didn't work for me. I'm not like these fucking dating coaches. I can fucking show you. Shit works. Because at the end of the day, man, that time gonna come, man. Because you're gonna get what you're planning, even if it's nothing. The spring's gonna fucking come. After the winter, spring, then another fucking summer. And that cycle's gonna keep going and keep going and keep going. So if you don't plant shit and it's harvest fucking time, you ain't gonna get shit. It's the way it is. But if you're a fuck boy, you want to destroy everything so that way none of this shit can work well for nobody else. That's the genius in their fucking dumbass plan. It's to fuck up the system so bad so that way nobody could be able to get out of this shit alive. They did that shit on purpose, man. With the express intention of watching everybody suffer and to point to the white man and say that he fucking did. There's no way that they don't know that this is what the fuck they're doing. Put the link in the chat. Give people some shout outs. Get somebody talk about it for real.
Thanks for listening. Put the link in the chat. Get some people to come up. I copied and pasted it in there. At the end of the day, man, you have to understand that these things that have been going on is not something that you should be engaged in. If a person really isn't at the end place where you want to be, then you shouldn't be following these motherfuckers, man. Thanks for the $3.99 super chat, Neck of the Woods from earlier. Y'all truly have to realize that at the end of the day, man, that all this shit is on you and you can change all this shit. I mean, you know, the life of Kobe Bryant showed you that discipline, self-respect, and a fucking work ethic can get you nearly everything that you want in life. What the hell you think these foreigners are coming over here doing? They already have a culture that productive motherfuckers win today. They already got that ingrained within their culture. So what y'all have to understand is, man, hey man, we can't be growing the nigga numbers around here, man. We shouldn't even be doing that type of shit. Because at the end of the day, we're at the point now in the information age where you gotta take some fucking action. And if you don't take no fucking action on this bitch, you're gonna be left the fuck behind. We are where we are, man. And the moment that you can stop lying about how the fuck we got here is the moment that you're gonna start changing this shit for yourself. I had to mention myself that I wasn't fucking good enough for what the fuck I was doing. I had no fucking skills known to mankind outside of law enforcement. So at that point of not bullshitting myself, I had to go to school and go get those fucking skills. Put myself in environments to where I had to go to nonprofit organizations to fucking work for free to learn how to do the shit I wanted to do. Back then. That's what I had to do. It's no different than Kobe Bryant shooting 1,000 shots a day. No different than him having the best nutritionist on the planet. No different than having the best workout people giving him the best plans to do what the fuck he needs to do. It's no different. It's the same shit. The best inputs is going to receive their best outputs. Unless you fucking with niggas. And then, you know, that shit ain't going to work. But the thing is that y'all have to understand, man, that you have enough time to change this shit and turn this shit around. You just have to shut all this fucking bullshit down and out, and you can quite easily turn your fucking life around, man. It's really not even that hard. But you gotta be able to pick a direction and go in it, and y'all be straight. Cause at the end of the day, man, the nigga numbers are too fucking large, man. And you have to realize that trying to grow those type of numbers ain't gonna do shit for this so-called community. And everybody who's sitting back and who ain't trying to solve all the fucking inputs of the problems through fucking deliberate choice isn't really trying to change shit around here. They're not. They're just trying to restore shit back to the normalized function to where they actually are comfortable. And that's some shit that we just can't be doing. So y'all have to understand, man, you have a hell of a lot more power than you think you do. Chad Battle, I mean, she can't think about the big picture. She focuses on the big dick to think about the big picture. You know what I'm saying? She can't. That's why you gotta leave certain entities out of this shit. There's some out there who are good, but the numbers are far less than we can imagine. So, yeah, I want to leave this entity behind, but at the end of the day, motherfuckers are leaving all decent motherfuckers behind by deliberately not putting themselves in spaces to where they can be around them. Nobody told me any of this shit. I had to figure out all this shit on my own. I had to figure out 99% of the black men around me wanted me to fucking fail. I had to figure this shit out on my own. Nobody gave me a rule book to this shit. Motherfucker was on my case that I was 17 years old in a fucking war zone rather than the fact that I made it out of fucking Mississippi to even be in a war zone. Motherfucker was too focused on the fucking age because they was embarrassed with themselves at 28, 29, I'm fucking 17, doing the same shit that they do. That's how it was. 17 years old, leaving to go to fucking Air Force. That's how I felt. Did well in most of the shit that I fucking got involved in. Spent 3 years overseas, came back to the United States, still couldn't buy no fucking alcohol. Crazy. That's just what the situation was, man. But at the end of the day, man, you still got choice to deal with this shit. Never give up choice. And if it's skill, man, you have to understand, man, like this new community is gonna be built with fucking individuals who done it right. Not individuals who gonna produce on the behalf of the group of people who didn't do it right. That whole sit back, play like you pro back bullshit, man, that shit ain't gonna work. That shit didn't work. It didn't work out for nobody. You have to understand, man, that there's only a small group of people who won't change. And they have a very clear fucking track record who won't change. It's easy to stay the fuck away from problematic motherfuckers in society. It's not that hard. That's the thing, man. Like most of these people, they don't want that change. They don't want to be at one with their fucking life purpose and goals and actual mission. I did. I'm technically still at work right now. Still looking at shit. And that's the thing. You have to realize that we are behind for a very specific fucking reason. The reason is specific. It's not generalized. It's very specific. And y'all have to realize, man, that growing these nigga numbers is not gonna how this shit's gonna work out. Because the nigga numbers are already too large. They're already like 2/3 of the fucking place already. And we don't need to be growing them type of numbers around here for no reason. I believe in entertaining niggas, but providing them fresh men for fucking burnouts, nah, dude. I don't even believe in that type of shit. But that's what we like doing. Lying to motherfuckers and shit. What's going on, Game Changer?
Nothing much, MOT. Just soaking in your wisdom, brother.
Yeah, man, that was an old live stream from September 19th that I made about that. I had to play it again because it's so relevant today with what's going on today. And that people realize that they actually think silence to this fucking bullshit gonna make it better, man. What's going on, Tri City? They actually think that sitting around and growing the nigga numbers is gonna make this shit better.
Right. I mean, I think that so much of our culture has been made to be anti-productive, meaning a lot of our culture was developed under unproductive circumstances. So much so that, we developed everything we do around it. Everything we do is somewhere connected to welfareism or these safety net programs or just general unproductive men and women, to where we don't know how to let go a far too large portion of us.
Yeah, I mean, I personally think that people think that nigga shit is black culture. To be quite honest with you, I mean, because it's like at this point now, I don't think anybody especially my age and below, and you got the boomers being on their bullshit, like protecting nigga culture is black culture to most people.
Right.
And that's all they ever know. So it's kind of like, why the fuck would you want to be productive like these other groups of people when we out here partying and having fun? Because that's what I'm used to. I'm like, man, what the fuck? Like that ain't how we got to where the fuck we got. Celebrating stupid shit all the time, man.
Well, unfortunately for them, society is changing to where productivity is needed. We're moving to an all hands on deck situation. And they don't really know how to cope with that, the niggas of the world.
I mean, but they decided to cope with it by stopping progress. That's what's been happening for the last 30 years at least. Is stopping and starving out the dudes and turning them into like sex drones for the matriarchy. And now that shit isn't going to work anymore.
Well, I mean, for the past 30, 40 years, we had a society to where it didn't require people be productive.
Oh, not at all.
Production wasn't a priority. And that wasn't just in Black America. That was throughout the U.S. culture. Things were good. The Berlin Wall was down, and people didn't really have to be as productive as they needed to be prior to that. We just didn't need it. The U.S. dollar was the global standard, still is, but still, like everything was good. So, wasn't really much of a need for all that. If you wanted extras, if you wanted the white picket fence, then you had to be a little bit extra productive. But outside of that, a nigga could just get by not producing anything for large swaths of time. That day changed, that society has changed. It's requiring that people be more productive in order for society to sustain. We have new rivals now. The Soviet Union disbanded, but now we have new competitors in the form of China and rising third world countries. So we have problems that we need people to deal with, and it's not going to cut it anymore. We have college educated people staying in 2-bedroom homes, 4 apiece. They have 3 roommates in 2-bedroom homes now. I mean, it's becoming highly competitive, and so now production is needed, and we have to readjust our culture around it. But there are far too many people who are too comfortable around the old ways.
Yeah. It's just the end of the day, man. It seems kind of really ridiculous that now we can see that the progress being stopped by such a very simplistic process called change
Mm-hmm.
or evolution into something else. And as much as these people would like to claim that they're pro black for some reason, they're actually pro stagnation because of being black rather than being black and actually using that actual history to actually move to a better station in life.
Right. Well, I mean, pro-black is kind of like that fraternity that people create to say that we're in a fraternity. It's not really meant to be anything. It's just to create a social hierarchy that they are on top of because they created it. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's kind of like, they create things that only they can benefit from, and they won't see the creation of anything new because that would take away their power.
Right. Exactly. Which is one of the many reasons why pro-blacks are so, adamant about getting provisions from whites, which I used to think was very weird until I understood the thinking behind it. I mean, it's based the pro-black culture as it stands now is based on it's an anti-productive culture.
Correct. Just sit back and wait till you're actually very. All right. So here's the deal. So it's kind of like from where we're at now. If we were to get reparations, it would only bring us to the minimum level of productivity that we should have been in the first place without reparations. And this is why I'm against the argument for reparations. Because I want people to change their activities without money rather than acting as if some sum of money or land is going to change behavior.
Well, I mean, it would increase the output temporarily.
Yeah, 2 or 3 years is the best. Yeah.
Yeah. However, it wouldn't increase productivity because niggas would just stop producing.
No, I mean, crime would rise to a level that I don't think people is even prepared to fucking recognize.
I don't even think crime would raise because that's doing something. I think that they would like sit, smoke weed, fuck, procreate, watch TV, drink alcohol, and yeah, I think that that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think any new city would be fine as long as you don't have like Greyhound bus stations and all that kind of shit that niggas can get there. I think you'll be all right. You know, it's just that you just got to give people money who actually want to leave and do something and make it such a high standard that you come through the American system to where you can actually benefit from it.
Mm-hmm.
Like people don't understand that Kobe Bryant's story started before he was fucking born, way before he was born. He was actually given a clean slate in a different country. Well, Italy is not that great toward black people, but he was accepted in that town because I was there for like 6 months, and trust me, they did not fuck with black people like that. But in certain areas, they did. Like most of the poor areas, they did. Like some of the more Rome, they didn't. But at the end of the day, like outside of those things, they could. So it's kind of like you can actually develop, like, given an equal playing ground for like most African American, dude, we'll destroy any industry we come into.
Right.
And they realized that during like Reconstruction. We had our own towns and cities and everything else, and things were fucking fine because we had strong family values. no different than the Indians or Latins or Mexicans who fucking come here. And they was like, these motherfuckers gonna overrun us quickly if we don't destroy this shit. So they did. Which, when you have the power to destroy shit, you do. That's the way shit works.
I don't even know. I don't know, and I don't think it was even deliberate. I think every nation benefits when all of its citizens are producing.
Yes, but
America,
America's different, dude. Like,
America, I know it seems like that there's some like Emperor Palpatine figure that's just sitting behind all of this, looking for black people to fail. But if that person existed and he was so powerful, they would just kill us. There's no need for all the bullshit. It's really not.
but they couldn't because the federal government wouldn't let them. But they could definitely limit your growth through all types of federal and local laws. And since people didn't have the right to vote to be able to stop this shit, like you could do anything against any group of people if they don't have the right to vote your ass out of office.
Well, I mean, the right to vote. I mean, come on. If we had the right to vote or didn't, I mean, we would have voted the same way. This stuff is feeding a system that they want. They would vote this in. We still vote in entitlements.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the deal. I mean, I just tell people that if you don't get hooked on that shit, you'll never know what it feels like to be under it. So, yeah,
right. I mean, we vote in these entitlements, so I don't think that there is a. I don't give the white man that much credit. They're collectively not very bright, in my opinion.
Not at all. They're not at all. But when you are going up against people who are not very bright, and when you're not doing not so bright things on your own accord, then they're going to win because they got the power. Unfortunately.
Well, I mean, you're dealing with people with the hustle mentality, which that. Yeah, they're going to attempt to get over on their fellow man. And when these people are together, they're going to attempt to get over on each other as much as possible. And that's going on. And as long as that exists, and it does exist in our community, we're going to self-destruct under any legal system that we have.
Correct. Because most people don't know that male usury actually runs the fucking black community.
Yeah.
Like with so many people being so unproductive and so little people being productive, they actually depend on the scraps falling from other people's table in order to stay afloat.
True.
That's the way this shit is, mathematically speaking.
And that's true for any community. And that's why other communities champion their boys.
Correct.
I mean, there are certain things that interfere with the development of a community that clouds that decision to champion our boys. For example, prostitution is one, but things like women's liberation, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like these things introduce concepts that make people champion the girls over the boys, and then the boys become less productive, and next thing you know, we're in the situation we're in.
Yeah, I mean, because when I had like boys programs in the South, and people looking at me crazy, like, why would you want to teach boys how to do X, Y, Z? I'm like, because they're actually going to take care of the family. So that was like, but if they took care of the family, then we would be out of power. And why the fuck we want to do that? Like, that's how matter of factly they was talking to me about why the fuck are we trying to empower black boys? And it's like, I'm on one end, and you would have like another black man on the other end telling them why the fuck you shouldn't do this. Like, that's how fucked up it is down here. I mean, you would have me, and I would have some ABL fucking clone fucking telling the government about why this shit's a bad idea and how come you should never fucking trust people who would even think about shit like this. But like wannabe, what is it? Fiscal conservatives are like, wow, look at all the money we're gonna save. And they're like, yeah, but look at all these black boys who's gonna be empowered to take out their kids. I'm like, who the fuck is this dude with? Like, why the fuck are you making these arguments for these people? Like, I'm serious. You got people in the South like that, man.
Serious. Wait. You saying that these are black men that don't wish to empower black boys because they feel that they're going to compete with them?
Correct. Them too. Yes, because they want to protect their position there. And they know their position is based on being the only one there. They're not trying to create a system to where there's 1,000 of them.
Got you.
So, like, most people don't even know that these are the conversations that go on behind the scene in nonprofit organizations, and why so much shit goes towards women, because they know the women are going to share the power with each other or somebody who's white, especially when it comes to government contracts.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm in government contract, but like I've never seen a black woman who decided to go to the AFL-CIO or any other big union and decide to hire black men, which would be an incredibly easy thing to do, given their preference above even black men. But they always seem to take a payout and turn those contracts over to like more white-owned establishments, to actually fulfill the actual contract. They take like like a percentage off the top. They get a payout, and these people are actually doing shit that actually the community could actually benefit from. It's insane.
Well, I mean, they're not going to promote black male wealth because they can't do anything with the wealthy black men. You see how they feel about Kobe Bryant.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, so they don't actually want to see any more of that. They feel that the only way that they can control a man is through the purse strings, and so you can't really do anything with a Robert Smith at that point.
No, I mean, because once he's at the point he got his own business, and what they actually look at Robert Smith as actual competition rather than an actual person who can help, even though he has a track record of helping. They like, I gotta go down there now. Like, wow, you do what? How did that happen? You grew up down here? Are you sure? That was like, not the are you sure that, damn, we need to create more of these. Like, are you sure as in this shit was never supposed to happen? Are you sure?
Yeah, like we failed. Like,
yeah, we failed. A nigga became productive. I'm like, no, no.
Right.
No,
They're checking the checks to see who dropped the ball.
Yeah, so like, we look through your educational resume, you kind of went around for special ed and this, that, and the other. Like, yeah, because I have a high IQ and they was trying to destroy my actual intelligence.
Right.
By keeping me in easy environments and thinking that's the shit I wanted to do until they figured out I was doing everybody's homework from like 3rd grade through 12th grade. And they think like, oh, something's fucking wrong here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I kind of got out of the system. But at the end of the day, that's what needs to happen is that thinking black men need to be okay with being fucking great and leaving these motherfuckers the fuck alone. And not worrying about being celebrated amongst these fucking reptiles around here, man. They're never going to celebrate you. If they didn't celebrate Kobe Bryant, who the fuck are they going to celebrate? Who are they going to celebrate if not Kobe Bryant?
Right.
Seriously. I mean,
right.
like,
Well, go ahead.
No, it's just that you can't get any more one-to-one comparison of work ethic to accomplishment rather than Kobe Bryant. It's somebody who's black, and especially somebody who's within a near era that is respected among everybody except for Daggle class and nigga class people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the dude has a lot of shit, and he never really showed it off, but he was still cool with everybody and didn't really give a fuck about what people thought about him.
But I mean, I think that you're overlooking where he puts his penis. I think that,
no, I mean, I know that's the primary case, but that's how they kind of.
No, I'm being sarcastic.
To kind of invalidate every argument is finding out where you stick your dick first and kind of work their way on back.
Right. No, I'm being sarcastic. Yeah, that's a common thing that's attempted to use, like, to basically shame you into submission.
Yeah, it's kind of like how how like whenever you go to court, they try to see if you have standing first to even complain about the shit you complain about. Mm-hmm. That's the kind of shit that kind of most Daggle class and most people do. They try to be like, well, is he this? Is he that? Is he this? Where does he stick his dick? Okay, let's find a paper where he said something bad about welfare. And then it's like all this other shit. And they'll find one single thing that they need to capitalize on, and that becomes a whole argument. But unless you're dating
Right.
somebody of another race, that's the easiest argument of mankind amongst black people to get people to mount on the horizons against you, which is fucked up.
It's parasitic. I mean, you know,
Yeah,
they
of course.
want white America to be strong, and then they want Black America to continue to live off of white America.
Yeah, it's kind of like why they promote feminine women who's white, but they only promote Lizzo who's not. You know what I'm saying? It's not like Alicia Keys is up there winning Grammys and shit. She can do a performance, but she's not gonna be on Front Street like some Lizzo shit.
Right.
Or like some Cardi B shit. They want those type of ignorant assholes to actually speak for the culture of black people because they don't want you to be somebody else. And as you know, nobody of really any standard from like white Hollywood is even at that type of bullshit in the first place. Because they know what that shit's about. And it's not about success or anything else. It's about painting narratives for the future.
Right.
Like that black dude I seen in that purple or blue bullshit. I'm like, why the fuck do they still have a black man with a mustache who's dressing ridiculous every fucking year? Last year was the ESPYs with that dude with the fucking dress. Like, where the fuck they find these dudes at? Every year there's a fucking another one. Every event there's another one.
Well, I mean, they want basically black people to be separate from mainstream society. They're anti-integrationalists.
Yeah, I mean,
so they make it repulsive. They make it unwelcoming to trap the fruit of black people within it.
I mean, okay. Look at how the Lil Nas X is doing his shit on stage, and look how they do Elton John. And they both have the same sexuality, but which one is promoted better because of who they are as a person outside of their sexuality?
Well, they don't want black people like yourself to be welcomed into other societies. This is what I'm saying. Correct. You know, so they make the image repulsive. I mean, it's a two-pronged attack. You know, they want to make it so you're not welcome over there, and they also shame you for wanting to leave.
Yeah, so it's kind of like you're in this catch-22 to where their actual opinion of you kind of pins you into a status to where you're not going to be welcome no matter what you do. So if you leave,
because that image of Lizzo is going to be, you know, is going to be burned in their head, and the image of the guy that you were talking about, you know, they don't want the other society to welcome you. Why do you think Lonnie Love said that about black men? She don't want white women or non-black women to welcome black men. So they're going to paint the worst image of black men as possible. And that's why they'll champion that homosexual image, you know, or a feminine image.
And it's just like these dudes have zero fucking consequences for coming out there acting like that, man.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that shit is fucking crazy. And it's like, because right now I'm in the Midwest, and I go to like these meetups for like, you know, certain things, and people are like, "What the fuck, a black guy?" Like, I still get that shit here in the Midwest, or even the South. Some places I go to certain meetings, but I don't get that shit out west, and I don't get that shit out east. But like in the Midwest and fucking South, they be like, "Well, so what are you here to do? Are you law enforcement? Are you here to take notes on us?" I'm like, no. None of that.
Right.
And, you know, it's always some fucking Republican asshole want to compare me to some pimp that they met and they never met a pimp like that. But they always want to try to make sure that you're one of those type of people. And I be like, dude, don't even fucking try that shit with me. But that's how it is, though. You know, and you think you'll be getting better acceptance amongst the people who you can help, but those people want to be far more parasitic than they are actually helping the people that they claim that they want to help. And they don't understand why it is that people who are far smarter than them just stay the fuck away from them and not play the goofy ass fucking game.
Well, I mean, separate but not equal worked for a lot of Black people.
Sure did.
You know, a lot of Black people felt comfortable in that situation and still feel that they would be more comfortable in that situation. So
There's
they
a lot of people in the South who feel that way, man. There's a lot of people in the South who's a mouthpiece for fucking the goddamn Confederacy, for lack of a better term, and they don't see anything fucking wrong with it because they get a good, nice $40,000 salary, which is like maybe 90,000 anywhere else in the United States. And that's just the way it is. They're okay with the shit.
Right. So yeah, I mean they want to maintain the status quo because their culture has evolved to function within that status quo.
Yeah, because now you can look at statistics and be like, most of the people who live on a certain area of town, well, they're not actually more hardworking than everybody else. Everybody's just on public assistance.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not talking about welfare either. I'm talking about Social Security / disability. This is why these motherfuckers never had to work. While they're turning around, treating everybody else who wanted to get even basic access to the same system is fucking lazy. Like, the type of shit you have going on in the same city now. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, we have to gripe with that, but I mean, really, the way society is changing with, the cuts as Obsidian is talking about, it seems like it's going to have to correct itself regardless. I mean, I did the article on those 4 females in West Oakland who were, exactly. So, I mean, that is a sign of time to come, of times to come. Now, they did fight it and they did win at least the option to buy the property. And I think that there's an organization for mothers that
unfortunately bought the shit for them.
Yeah, exactly. That is going to wane because stuff like that is no longer government funded. They're just there getting money from God knows where.
Yeah, but you have to understand that those organizations can buy those properties for like a quarter of what the actual value is, and they can sell it on paper for their actual value. So they're making 75% on some shit that they're doing nonprofit, and they still own the fucking property, and that's a fucking scam within itself.
Wait. So explain the hustle again, please.
Okay. This nonprofit organization is not really all that nonprofit than you think it is.
Okay.
What they do is they come in and they get the property for like 25% of what they buy it for that amount. They sell it on paper to like another nonprofit organization for the full amount. They split the money, and then it goes over to another nonprofit who provides quote unquote housing for the people who's in the house. So now it changes 3 different hands, even though there's a lot of money being made off this property, and they get paid every month for the actual property. It's ridiculous, and the shit shouldn't even be legal. But it's not like it's self-dealing. But there's a lot of nonprofit that work in cahoots with each other that make this kind of shit work.
Right. So I don't hustle. I'm still lost in the hustle, but I want to say this. The agreement was that they get first right to refuse at the actual current market value. That was the agreement that the group that's buying the homes made with them. So you're saying that they're buying it for 25 cents on the dollar?
Correct.
How are they getting away with that?
You have 3 different nonprofit organizations that are going after one property. One person who bids, another person who buys, and another person who collects after the fact.
Okay.
Trust me, it happens a lot all over the place. And what they like, I mean, it's well coordinated to where you can't even stop these people.
Okay. And where does the money come from?
The government, most of it.
What's up, gentlemen?
What's going on?
What's going on, Tyler?
Nothing much.
Because the way they make it look on paper isn't how it plays out in an actual bank closing. That's not how it plays out at all in a bank closing for something like this.
Mm-hmm.
You will see a person who's buying it from this, who's turning over to this person for this amount, who's turning it over to this person for another amount, and then the last person is renting the property out to the people who's actually in it.
Okay.
Even though they're all coordinated and kind of do the same thing. And these players play different portions together when they go to different areas.
So it seems like times are changing. However, some things are going to remain the same for a little bit longer.
Correct. I mean, because it's very easy to write this shit out of the law because these people go around buying the same exact properties everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's like a small group of like millionaires who's actually fucking doing this shit through nonprofits.
Right.
It's not like there's like a large group of like church associations who's actually doing this shit. As much as I hate churches, I would rather them do that. But I don't want millionaires walking around with a ton of money, getting a whole bunch of government money to just trade it to each other.
Right. Which is what they're doing. I see what
Correct.
you mean. Yeah.
What's going on, Tyler?
Nothing much. I was just listening in with you guys, and I was in agreement with a lot was said that our community is, at a point where we don't promote anything productive. All we do is promote everything that's degenerative, antisocial behavior.
Yeah.
Sense of, hyper individualism when these people don't even understand that
Yeah, I mean, but they are
most
kind
critical,
of
the most critical way of making wealth in the middle class and creating a middle class is by staying together. That's
yeah,
really
I mean,
the biggest reason why we don't have one anymore is because we made all our money and everything like that by keeping family units together and all that stuff. And
yeah, I mean, but we try to like monetize swag as some shit as a means of production. So you can't hyper individualize access to women that don't nobody want as an actual means of productivity when they're at their end of their vitality. You can do that shit when they're coming in. They look
even when they're in their prime, because nowadays the women, when they're in their prime, they don't want to. They still go after the same type of guys as the older women do.
Sure, I mean,
so they're even lost right out of the gate. So
yeah, so now we're at the point to where they can't burn the candle at both ends anymore because there's not enough suckers to pick up these women at the end of the actual station, and that's what this space has pretty much stopped from happening. It's people walking in like in Mississippi, everybody has a fucking child.
It needs to continue because I was actually listening to one of Ramil's old streams about men being stepdads and how it's a very bitch position to take because you're taking over another irresponsible man's seed that doesn't even want to be with this woman. So it's just that more men need to start basically cherishing their freedom, their ability to choose, their ability to stay single and make the best decisions, and just procrastinate on starting a family and get that money up, get the paper, get some of this real estate out here. It's so easy to acquire a property nowadays, all because of all the foreclosures and stuff that happen every year. All you have to do is go to a tax lien auction, pay $4,000, $10,000.
Are not concentrated on production because production is for them based on male usury. If it's not given for free or actually eating off of somebody else's table, they don't respect it. That's exactly how the productivity works. The productivity is really to be gained through ill-gotten gains. That's the only way they actually respect production. They don't actually want to go out there and work for it themselves. They always want to have it juiced out of somebody, and that's the only way they actually respect the actual means of production. If it's taken from somebody who the woman normally don't respect, which means they no longer respect either.
Now you got to be careful, Tyler, when you say come together because
no, I'm not saying come together. I'm saying we need to be hyper individual. Stay individuals, but we keep a connection. Basically, we all follow the same principles. You're still an individual because we need to
Right.
focus. I'm
Right.
saying leave the women alone. Fuck the women. Fuck the single mothers. Let them crash and burn and die in the hole that they created for themselves. Let the unproductive men stop helping them up. Stop going to the hood. Be like, oh, well, here, brother, here's some mentorship. Fuck them. Let them die, bro. Those people need to dwindle. Their numbers need to dwindle. So if you're a productive man, why the fuck are you going back there taking a woman out of that rank just to bring her into your house because you all want me a black woman? It is dumb. Why are you dealing with an educated black woman who still has ratchet-like behavior and acts a damn fool?
Right.
It's dumb.
Well,
Leave those people alone and then focus on getting your money. People say, they always make these excuses. Oh, well, you're going to be alone, or money's not
I mean, but
everything. It
that's
is
the way
everything.
for getting you to engage in actual bullshit behavior. I mean, it's just that at the end of the day, that there is a certain type of result that's based on hard work and an actual verified path that people who are not productive are not going to be able to compete with. So as long as you deal with actually being productive rather than being ahead and stagnant, which what these people actually are, you don't have anything to worry about because at some point on this bar graph, things are going to get even and you're going to be ahead of them. And since you're moving in another trajectory and they're actually sliding down rather than staying still, you're actually going to outpace them with time. It's nothing that you need to actually worry about, actually. It's just that we need to give people faith in the process that you can leave these motherfuckers the fuck alone and you're going to have actually access to better quality shit. Because what they have access to is not high quality shit. It's just low quality shit in high numbers, not high quality shit in low numbers. And they don't understand that what you're trying to close on within this environment is something that is of low quality, that is not fucking rare. It's pretty fucking abundant when you actually get to a level of what they want, which is a better deal than they're fucking worth.
Then I was also thinking too that these facts are hitting me that we've given women this unnatural, artificial sense of power in the world, right?
right.
They believe, oh, I'm equal to a man or whatever like this, and it's like, well, if you take the child support laws, marriage laws, divorce laws, or everything that basically helps and protects women, and put them on a natural, competitive playing field with men in the world, women will be back subservient and on their knees within 2-year period.
I mean, they would
So
have
I
to.
mean that right there, that right there, how men champion for these women, say, "Oh well, you go girl," whatever like that. It's like, dude, do you not understand that she does not have power like a man does? At the end of the day, no woman can out earn me or outdo me because the only thing that really helps her get into the workforce is all these affirmative action, Title IXs, all these gender, these sexual discrimination laws. Men don't have this shit.
Yeah, of course. And I mean, this is why I wanted to have people focus on their own individual means of productivity. Because once you got some shit that you want to lose, and all of a sudden you're given an option between giving up some shit that is your life is defined by versus a woman who your life is not defined by, it's pretty obvious the choice is going to be the shit that you fucking built versus the shit that you get access to.
Correct.
Yeah. So that's the way I look at it. And it's like, look, yeah, I had access to what I thought was high quality, and then like the quality got better once my shit became better and better. Like I didn't get access to like lower quality shit that I was waiting around to be chose by. No, it's just like this shit got better and better to the point to where I'm like, damn, I get to have all
You,
this shit, but you
you
have
know what? Another thing that black men need to do is do like the basically the MRA group, Men's Rights Association. Instead of joining them, make our own group. Start focusing on our productivity and championing to get these laws changed and stop building families while we have these lopsided ass biased laws in place. Can I get a can?
I
Give me a
mean,
second,
I
guys.
think you can do both because I think at the end of the day, we kind of go towards the laws, but if you stop dealing with the people who would go and do that shit in the first place and move together, but just staying away from these people, abstaining from these people in the first place, not making part of your culture that you even got to fuck with these people in the first place, I think that's way better than changing the laws. because no other group of people in the United States that's here from another country is trying to change the laws. They have a strong enough culture to where they have the trust of their fucking women, no matter what the fuck they did, they ain't worried about the laws. So rather than changing the
But
laws, rather than keep the laws.
I'm just saying, why keep them the same if American-based people who are born here and raised in this culture are going to continue to believe in those? That's what I'm
No, I
saying.
mean,
You're
but
not
at the
going to.
end of the day, I'm talking about leave the laws in place so that way you can make it very easy to people who's going to be tempted by those things and just move on to other stuff. Because otherwise, you're going to change the laws and they could potentially come back and do the same thing later on and later. I'd rather leave that shit in place so that way you can know who they are from the first beginning.
What's going on, guys?
What's up, man?
Still learning.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, man, it's not an end process and goal. What we're just telling you the shit not to do. So that way you can get your individual means of productivity and have that be the forefront of your life rather than chasing some fucking woman and worry about WABC and WBT. That's the deal. You need to be at the forefront of planning your actual future as a guy. You know, you can't be worried about what the fucking gynocrats and the gynobots are fucking thinking because they're already stagnant. They're not going to be any higher than you are right now. And it is your productivity that they're looking to actually cannibalize. So as long as you're actually growing as an actual person, you're gonna be ahead of these people, and you're gonna keep ahead of these people for a while. So I'm not even worried about it.
Well, we're getting a lot of pushback here for this movement
No, I mean we're getting a
based
pushback from
on what
niggas.
happened to
We're
our
not
brother
worried
today.
about niggas. We're not trying to team with niggas. We're not. We're not trying to entertain niggas. We're trying to team with niggas. We're not trying to make niggas feel safe. We ain't trying to give voice to niggas. That shit's only gonna work for a certain period of time. And the niggas will pay for their voice to be heard. But at the end of the day, if they're giving away their money and not fucking progressing in fucking life, they're still gonna lose. Because at the end of the day, that's why SBM shit is about lived outcomes that are better than actual prototypical, actual Daggle based outcomes. So you can pay as much money as you want to have your voice to be heard, but at the end of the day, this shit's not gonna work out for you in the long run. Because the money you pay to have your voice to be heard is not going to commiserate with the actual productivity that you have for yourself within your life. It's two different playing fields. They're trying to define your success by numbers when it's the outcomes that you're focused on. So they're trying to
It's
pick
like the,
how your actual
it's like the 80-20 rule. A minority of input gets a majority of results. So I do believe, like I said, this SYSBM movement is under attack, and I think we need to really be focused on getting a counterattack move against those who are attacking us and disparaging our constructive way of our thought, speech, and action.
Sorry, man. My bad, dude. I forgot to pay one of my drivers and shit. He was dealing with some shit earlier. Sorry about that. Yeah. All right, cool, man. So let's see what we got going here in the chat. Oh, the stream's still up, man. I just had to answer the phone real quick. That's why I had to mute the actual stream real quick so that way I could answer the phone. I know y'all can hear me now, so. Nah, no fucking Illuminati. Jesus Christ, with this fucking Alex Jones shit. But I'm not getting in no helicopter anytime soon because I know the high ratio. Actually, along the lines of that helicopter crash, it looks like Kobe Bryant's pilot was given special permission to fly in a condition that nobody else was flying in. That's why the actual response time was so long, because there's normally all types of people in the sky, but they wasn't, because they wasn't given clearance to fly in the area because it was too much fog in the area. And if there's too much fog in the area, which means lower visibility clearance, which means you would be flying a hell of a lot closer to the ground than most people are out there.
Not only that, they had a similar crash where this couple, they were going to their wedding, and basically what happens is, since you're just staring at the same type of terrain, like the fog, a pilot loses his awareness. It's like his ability. It's pretty much like when you're driving a truck, a semi, and you just like kind of like tunnel vision, but they do it in the air. When they drive in those unclear conditions.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Colorado National Guard had like a couple C-130s crash in like the actual mountains, because they wasn't tracking the fog in the mountains, and you would have people doing like patrols around the mountain areas, and all of a sudden the shit would be foggy, and they couldn't kind of distinguish what was ground or nothing, and they end up smashing into the side of a fucking mountain. So that type of shit.
Exactly. It's like they end up losing like their depth perception or something like this. Basically, where they just kind of like zone out. They lose awareness of everything around them. It happens when it happens happens when you're flying. It's easier to have it happen because you're just looking at the same type of shit.
Okay, but just look at the terrain. Now, look at the terrain that they were actually at. I mean, I've seen a hell of a lot more pictures than more people, but look at what they were focused on. Think about it. If that shit was a hell of a lot foggier than it was there, look at how steep the shit was. You wouldn't know whether you're close to the ground or actually 3,000 feet in the air very fucking quickly. You wouldn't know. Especially if it's a lot of fog and the fucking clouds roll in. No, you can't go that high, and the actual altimeter doesn't really fucking work all that well when there's that much fog out there. So you're actually a hell of a lot lower than you fucking think you are. You end up hitting the fucking stabilizer on some shit or rubbing it across some shit, and you're fucked. That's what it looks like to me.
Exactly. Or you just lose awareness that you're going fast when you're trying to land. It's just that's why I don't like helicopters. Like people say, there's the motorcycles of the sky, and your chances of being killed in one is very high. But
I mean, but in this specific case, in like May, they're gonna say this pilot fucking error, based on the fact that everybody else was grounded, but he was given special clearance to fly. I can guarantee you, it was probably the same fucking pilot who probably did this shit like 100 times, and nothing ever went wrong. And this is the time where the shit went wrong. When you engage in risky behavior, over time, the shit kind of builds up, and this one of these type of issues that happens. So
they do that because of money. He probably was getting paid really well.
You know, Kobe Bryant's paying you like $500,000 a year to fly his fucking helicopter all over the place. If you say Sorry, sir, it's fucking foggy outside. I'm like, hey, I got a practice to go to, chump. You're flying.
I mean, I would probably advise him not to, but
No, I mean, but see, you don't know that this type of shit can happen. Now you know, because the great thing about NTSB actual investigation is they're going to come up with regulations that this shit is going to be able to. You're not going to be able to do this shit after this. That's the great thing about NTSB investigations versus private company bullshit investigations that are made to like exonerate the company. Now the NTSB is going to get to the end of what the fuck happened. What they do is they take the airplane and all the pieces of it, they take it to like a laboratory, and they put this shit under the fucking knife, and they fucking look at it at every different angle. And you got people who are specially trained to do that shit. I seen that shit work when I was in the Air Force. There was like an F-16 crash for something that we thought was pretty basic based on what we was looking at, but there was something totally different going on in the actual cockpit. So yeah, so it's better to have those professionals and government agencies look at that.
I wonder, does the Air Force do the investigations for the Navy then?
Yeah, they do that. I mean, if it's airplane related, they do it for everybody. Except for the Army. Like, Army do helicopters. Like, we don't do, like, if it was anything airplane related, yeah, the Air Force does it. OSI, Office of Special Investigation does it. It's like the FBI and the Air Force. Yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah, because I know the Navy has the NCIS. I worked joint with them for a little brief period.
Yeah, it's totally different.
Lot of weird motherfuckers in the military.
No, I mean, like, most of, like, the smartest dudes, like, end up in places like that.
I'm talking about a lot of weirdos when I worked with NCIS, the Naval Criminal Investigation.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I worked with them.
Like
a lot of high-ranking, top security clearance dudes with, like, child pornography on their damn work computers and shit.
Oh, sure. I mean, but, you know, intelligence has its price, including prison. For stupid motherfuckers, what the fuck they're doing. But yeah, but at the end of the day, man, yeah, that's the type of people. Like, people would be shocked and surprised about what type of people we have protecting the fucking country. It ain't the people you think it is. It's kind of like some Hogan's Heroes, Gilligan Island type shit. All right, let me get out of here. I've been on here for a while. All right, you got anything else, Tyler, before we get out of here?
No, just stay away from the straggle. Keep yourself productive and focused on your goals. Get that wealth. Start getting out here buying up this property out here. Do something, create a company. Just focus. Focus. And stay ambitious. Don't let a woman take you over. Don't let kids get in the way. I mean, if that's something you want to do, try to find somebody that'll work with you and stay on your plan.
No, I mean, like, most women are cultured to work with men except for the ones that are here. You know, it's just that it's not special to find a woman who actually want to cooperate and actually be a cultured woman. Like, a lot of people see that it's something that's damn near possible, but at the end of the day, it's just really not that fucking hard to find out. Yeah, Terror Battle, dude, they could have left like the night before, got a nice fucking hotel, probably would have got it free because it's Kobe Bryant, and now look at this shit. But at the end of the day, if you've been flying that way or doing that type of business for 20 fucking years, you can't see small percent of shit like this happening, man. You can't. And that's the way the shit works, man. So you have to be able to, you have to realize that your own productivity is in your own fucking hands. You ain't got to worry about all this goofy ass shit out here, man. You ain't got to worry about that shit. They're worried about being seen. It's because they want to show motherfuckers that they are successful despite having not done shit. That's why a lot of these motherfuckers focus on being seen. And that's why Kobe Bryant did not focus on being seen. Because he had the upbringing that, first of all, he was already straight. It would have been straight forever. Smart ass dude. He would have been okay in business. He just decided to take a liking to basketball. Put all this fucking complete focus into doing that shit. The dude ate, slept, lived, breathed basketball. 1,000 shots a day, like most people, including working out and eating right and all that shit for 20 something years. I'm telling you, that's just a job, man. A fucking job. And the only thing you could do as a dude with that type of dedication, with being able to be around people who can get the people who you can to actually help you get to a better place, I mean, it's gonna be a good result. It was 17 when he went in. Played longer than the NBA outside of like what, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years outside of being outside of the environment. Didn't even get inducted to the fucking Hall of Fame. He fucking died before he did so. I say myself, it's probably the greatest tragedy of sports in history. Period. And it will always be remembered as such. Unless there's gonna be something else that fucking happens. Like a whole plane full of NFL or NBA players who die from stupid shit like that. Hopefully that never happens. But yeah, dude was a good dude, and it had nothing to do with basketball. It had everything to do with his fucking work ethic. And now you got all these fucking stupid motherfuckers out here who think that he owe his future to some of these stupid motherfuckers. I'm like, man, dude, that ain't even the way the world works. Even if this dude was black and his wife was black, there still is no guarantee that any of those resources would have went to them dudes. So you have to recognize that your productivity is in your hands, man. Who you spend it with is in your hands. Period.
I see it. I see it every day. Just in the short little 2-year period of being in the trucking industry, I mean, I've learned a lot, and I'm getting ready to excel in that. So,
did I even ask you your email when you emailed me? I don't remember.
No. I was waiting. I was gonna end up emailing you again tonight.
No, let's do it now. Which field? Which part of the industry you're in?
I'm in reefer.
What do you haul?
Just like frozen food products mainly, like
from
chicken,
the south to the north,
vegetables,
north to Midwest, or what's going on?
Coast to coast, North
Okay.
Midwest. Like, I mean, I do coast to coast, and I do north to south. It just depends. I do it all over.
Yeah, the good thing about reefers, like even in the wintertime, they pay a lot of money for fucking reefer in the wintertime, going out west or even east from the what do you call it, West Coast. I used to do a run from Salinas, California to like Washington Courthouse, Ohio. You know, hit from Washington Courthouse, Ohio. I would go to like Asheville, North Carolina. I'll pick up like some UPS or FedEx shit, whatever's on the board, to get all the way back to fucking at least somewhere in California and go back up and do it again. So
I had a question for you. What's the best way to go about getting like contract freight like directly from the shippers and stuff? Like, do you know like what it would do? Is it good to probably try to go through the OIDA? Maybe they might know, like maybe they got
no,
some
they don't. Like, oh,
ways.
I don't just get, yeah, oh, I don't really give a fuck about that shit. What you have to do is you have to look at office parks, and you have to look at the refrigerated actual places in the area,
hmm
and just pop up and start asking the drivers, or even talk to the people inside about where they go. Cause there's like a lot of shit that's refrigerated. Like you got like Starbucks shit and McDonald's shit, a lot of shit like that that sits in warehouses
hmm
that kind of goes out at certain times, and you have to know what those warehouses are depending on the area that you're in. It's all about learning the supply chain process for all those people, because you're not gonna know what you're looking for unless you understand their supply chain process. Like me, I know a lot of people's supply chain process because I know a question to ask whenever I go to these people. But at the end of the day, it's best to keep all the bill of ladings that you fucking actually deal with. It's best to keep all those, or even having a way of taking a snapshot of like the address of those people, because most of those people will tell you what shit they have and where they go. You know,
Okay.
so it's not really that hard to get contracts. It's just going in and fucking asking them. As hard as you
Okay.
think it is, it isn't.
Well, I would just say I'm just saying like knowing like do you directly ask the people you go into the shipping and receiving office, or do you have to like go and contact their upper corporate, like talk to those people instead of actually talking to the factories?
No, they'll actually tell you where to go if they're employee level. Yeah, they'll tell you. Yeah, like most of the places I go to, I'm like, huh, shit looks interesting. I strike up a conversation with the.
I thought the whole activity of trying to go and get contracts was more or less more formal instead of just going and asking an employee, hey, how do you get a contract? I thought it was more like, hey, you got to contact this person and then they'll call you and then you talk and stuff like that,
But it's kind of both. All right, let me give you an example. Who is this? Stryker Medical. They do like hospital beds in like the Midwest. They make hospital beds that go into hospitals, right? They have this place in what is that? It's outside of Battle Creek. Damn, I forgot the name of it. But they go all over the east, west, north, and south from that location. So how I got that particular contract is just ask for the transportation department inside of those places you're going into. Because sometimes it's the same people, but sometimes it's separate. And you just tell them that I have my own actual, because I was there for like broker freight because I needed to get back to like Dallas really quickly, at least for one truck. And that was the only place that was. And I'm like, oh shit, Stryker Medical. So if they got the hospital beds that go down there, and they was like, well, we need a reload to come back. So I'm like, well, I can get the reload to go back the day before I even come down there. So I'm like, huh, so how long you even come down here? So it's like, you go in, you talk to the transportation manager, and they tell you who to contact. So that's why it's always better to contact people inside because they can give you names, email addresses, and everything else. It's better doing it that way than trying to send somebody from the outside in. They don't know shit. So, and you're pretty much just
they can see your face.
Yeah, at that point, you're already there. Yeah, so that's what it is.
And then I got just one more question. What's the best route to acquire equipment? Like, say, this by the end, let's just say before the end of this year, I'd say by June, I'm gonna get my own truck. I wanted to know what was your strategy in acquiring equipment?
Well, like, I mean, before I had a fleet, I had to know which engine I wanted. I had to know which manufacturer. After the engine that I had, research the best.
I picked that out. Red Top Cummings is probably what I'm going to stick with.
Oh, God, man. I got a picture of one of those. I seen one today at a fucking Freightliner. I was going in there and get something to eat, man. It was in the fucking Freightliner Classic, man. I wanted to buy that bitch off from 25 flat. He wouldn't fucking take it. Wouldn't take it. I wanted to kill that dude for that fucking truck, man. But yeah, man, just fucking that's the best kind if you can find them. They're very hard.
Yeah, I got one in the 16 Cascadia I'm riding in right now, 10 speed. It's good. It's solid. It has 560,000 miles on it.
It doesn't matter. They can go up to 3 million.
I know. I'm just saying it's barely broken in for this particular engine. I'm gonna stick with it. This is the only thing that I've had wrong with it since I've been riding in it with this company I've been with is it had 2 coolant hoses go bad. That's it.
Yeah, it's nothing ever with the engine. The only thing that's bad with the N14 turbo is like the hardest thing I've seen so far is like changing the fucking fan belt for that bitch. Oh God, dude, you're gonna fucking cut your fucking hands to ribbons trying to replace that shit in that fucking truck. Other than that, yeah, it's a good engine though. It's probably the best. I used to do like very heavy container work, triaxle. Out of like CSX and Norfolk Southern. Man, that shit still got 7.5 a fucking gallon.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting right now.
Yeah.
So I'm like loaded down about, I think I'm like 80 max right now, almost like basically like 600 pounds away from 80K.
Yeah.
And it's getting 7.8
at
65.
I mean, that engine's like fucking 30 years old. Fucking getting that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I would get anything with a, especially that engine. That's probably number one, even though I don't use it. Number two, 12.7 Detroit diesel. Number 3 is 14-liter Detroit diesel. And like number 4 is single turbo C15. Yep. But other than that,
that's the cat motor, right?
yeah. But by the end of the day, as long as you can keep it to belts and hoses and shit and not the actual engine and the belts and hoses, you're going to be fine, dude.
So that means just keeping up with the services and all that stuff, pretty much.
Yeah. So when you go to like truck paper or anything else, just start looking for that type of engine first. Because that engine is in a whole range of fucking trucks and years. There's really no standard, because I've seen that N14 in like I've seen them in Pete's, and I've seen them pretty much everywhere, man. I've seen them in, well, except for Max. I don't think I've ever seen them in a Mac. But
So
the first one, the first one, the ISX Cummins N14 I ever rode, it wasn't actually in a fucking like, what the fuck was that? A Volvo. That's when I first fucking ran across it. And I'm like, damn, this shit's old, but how the fuck? Because in that particular engine, it had like the what do you call it? Like the fuel mileage automated shit on the like the fucking dash and shit that you can look at. So I mean, I know trucks like way older than that. I'm like, what the fuck is like a 90 fucking 8 truck getting like 7.5 miles to the gallon? Like, how the fuck is that even possible? And they was like, oh, no, that's fucking N14. Like, yeah, man. But, he just got it redone. It cost about 28 grand, but that fucking truck fucking smoking, man. That shit was so fucking quiet, dude. Oh, my God. I mean,
that's the thing I like about this engine. It's not loud, and this Freightliner, even though it's old, it's kind of beat the shit, but it's quiet. It doesn't have body rattle like I'm accustomed to in these.
Nah, man, like you can't really can't beat the value that you get out of a N14 red top, man. You can't really fucking do anything about that.
So do you wrench on your own trucks? Like, are you?
Yeah.
Okay. And then how'd you learn? Do you just go off the ESMs basically?
No, I bought all the books.
Yeah, like the ESM, the engine service manuals and all this stuff, the schematics.
Yeah, I have a brother who's a master mechanic for Detroit. So, and I got tired of, dealing with him. So I just started picking up the books and learning the shit myself. Not that I actually fixed on it myself outside of like a starter or like a what is that fucking alternator? Maybe some fan belts, outside of like the not really stuff. Yeah, but I know how to confidently talk to people and not get fucked by them. That's why I was reading the books, because I know what the actual.
So people can't just go ahead and just charge you like an arm and a leg or something.
Yeah. I mean, because people do that everywhere. Like I walk into place and people like, it's like a 3-hour minimum. I'm like, all right, man, have a nice day.
You're like, the book says an hour and a half, motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So it's like most of the business is about obtaining a truck that runs, having a decent mechanic that works on it, and obtaining freight. That's it. Nothing else fucking matters after that. Like, it really doesn't matter. And it's that mathematically simple. But a lot of people try to do this shit on the fly and try to work through low boards and shit and try to run their whole entire business through that type of goofy shit, and it doesn't fucking work.
No, I've heard brokers
overhead.
The load. Go ahead.
I say, you have like a ton of fucking overhead and all this type of other shit. It's just stupid as fuck, man. Like, yeah, that's the deal. Yeah.
So I got one more question for you then.
Right.
And this is concerning basically, and it's not specifically, you don't have to answer it how you do for your company. But
I will. I mean, what information you want, dude?
It's a question concerning, how do you hire your people? Do you actually W-2 your employees, or do you independent contractor them?
Well, it depends. If they're like on child support and shit, I'll 1099 them. But if they're actually like have their shit together, yeah, I'll fucking W-2 them after like a year. Yeah,
Okay, so you basically do like a temp program, pretty much, with your
yeah,
employees.
pretty much like temp to hire, dude. I mean, you know, you can't be walking people in here. They get like fucking cancer surgery done, and then fucked up insurance rates for everybody on the shit for like the whole fucking year. I've already been through that type of shit before because people do that shit to you, believe it or not. So,
They get cancer, like they'll come in just to get some surgery done.
that's right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, because they'll get in because they like their Cobra's running out for like the insurance that they fucking on, and they're like in the middle of some shit. So they'll get on with a company who offers like insurance within like 30 fucking days. They get on, and next thing you know, they're on, and next thing you know, they're FMLA, and you kind of have to keep them on the fucking insurance, even though they're technically not being paid. Oh yeah, man, lots of fucking goofy shit that you fucking run into.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure. I'm trying to get all my ducks in a row now. I'm getting my business plan written up and a model how I want to operate and stuff. And
Yeah,
trying to figure out what state I want to do it in because Missouri is kind of weird.
yeah,
They're
it
way
doesn't matter really. It doesn't matter really. It's all expensive. You're still gonna come out of like 20 grand to fucking no 15 grand a year in fucking insurance, no matter where the fuck you do it. The only thing that makes a difference, maybe like South Carolina, they're a little bit cheaper, 12. But you're talking about
I thought Indiana was the cheapest. At least that's what everybody was telling me, that Indiana, as far as the insurance rates go, for like truck and trailer, is cheaper because of the low theft and crash rate up there or something like that. I think it was
I,
Indiana or Ohio.
I have no idea. I've seen a lot of people with like Illinois plates. I don't know what the fuck's going on there, but
That too. People were telling me there. They said like kind of like the Midwest region was the cheapest for insurance rates. Supposedly, I don't know. I don't know how solid that information is.
I know that
What
South
I
Carolina's cheaper. I know that, no matter
what
where
I
it
was
is
gonna
in South
what I was
Carolina.
gonna ask you concerning government contracts. I know you made a video on it, but I wanted to touch on something as far as do you have any trouble with like getting what you want bidding wise? Because I know Landstar is basically one of the top guys in that government sector. So I don't know how the bidding, how like how bad they've undercut that. I don't know, because you said that's what you operate off of mainly, right? Is the government contracts.
Yeah, but I'm in the dynamic business search, so I'm like what I was looking at. That's more like long term shit. Like what I'm showing there, but there are some short term things there, but most of it's like small business dynamic search. It's kind of like a load board for the federal government where they call you up. They know you've done like 1,000 loads for them, and they're like, "Look, we need this equipment moved from this area to this area. Can you have somebody in the area at this time?" I just say yes. I can find another company to actually do it, so I'm not really worried about it. So that's most of the things that I do in that area.
Okay. So have you actually like worked with Landstar before?
Yes, I
Like
do.
contacted them?
I do.
Okay. Yeah, I
But
was wondering how it would work
but
because I know
but
like
here's the fucked up thing about Landstar. If you don't have like a year or 2 years under your belt, they'll try to lowball the fuck out of you.
coming in on as an owner op.
Hell yeah. Period. No, I'm just talking about picking up a load from them. Period. It's like because Landstar like C.H. Robinson. Hold on a second. Let me look at this tablet. All right, so I'm giving you a lot of information, but all right, so these are the low boards that I do use. I do XPO. I use TQL. I use, of course, Uber Freight. I use Carrier 360. That's JB Hunt. I use Amazon Relay for my Amazon accounts. I use Coyote Go. Landstar Connect. That's what it's called. That's what it's called. Landstar Connect. Yeah. So I mean, you could get in and out of any place with Landstar, but they don't pay shit. Just like what is this? Navisphere? What is this like? Yeah, that's CH Robinson. They also don't pay shit. But at the end of the day, you can really build actual freight lanes that you need to run based off of these cheap motherfuckers who don't move shit. Because at the end of the day, these cheap actual companies who don't move shit, they're pissed off with the fact that their shit's not moving. So if you come in with an actual company and you're fucking local and you can actually move their shit, It's nothing to snatch the contract away from it. This is why you have to use low boards to pretty much get back to where you're going, or build your actual fleet yourself. So,
Okay. All right, that's good. That's a couple of the questions I was trying to get answered, because a lot of the guys out here on the road, they don't really like to answer your questions.
I mean, because they ain't got no fucking answers. That's why they're in the goddamn truck.
It's just kind of frustrating, because I'll ask some of the guys who've been out here for 30 years, and they'll be like, "Well, I don't know." I'm like,
They out there for 30 years being a fucking employee, dude. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Because if they did, they wouldn't be in the fucking truck. They'd be sitting behind a fucking desk.
so do you still drive? Like, do you still like work for your own company, like drive?
I do, but I always take off like the first 3 months of the year. Like I come back like after the 15th after I file taxes, and I drive like from there to like the end of the year. I actually want to get back on the road because it's unseasonably warm everywhere, except for when they have like these storms and shit. So, yeah, I still drive. I mean, I enjoy driving. I mean, I think I'm more productive when I'm behind the wheel. Actually, like, I don't think I'm all that productive sitting here for like the 3 months, but I have like a whole bunch of other shit going on. Here, I got real estate shit. I got other shit I need to do. I'm studying this, that, and the other. You know, I got an investor on the truck who's about to go out and find one and put that on the road and shit. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because that's what I'm doing. I mean, I have the little real estate thing on the side, but I have my father. He helps me take care of that stuff, so I don't really worry too much about none of that. And then my other thing that I was looking into is trying to get a franchise, like a Dunkin' Donuts or something like that, something cheap.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you can build a business quicker than you can wait on that shit to go down, man. It's like I'm doing like this Chipotle-like thing, and I realized how much it costs to source that shit. Like, dude, the food costs nothing. The people cost what it costs, like way more than the actual food. And as long as you give like good portions, you're fine. So, yeah. Food's cheap, man. Always have been, always will be.
It's kind of what I've been wanting to do for a while now. Now that I got my thinking cap on, and I'm in something that allows me to have freedom to think and not just focus on working all the time. Plus, I mean, trucking's like the best way to get to see the scenery. I've been pretty much almost everywhere in this country now.
Yeah.
2 years I have been driving, so like I got to see the Wenatchee Forest, like here from Washington, going through the mountains.
Yeah, that's what's up, dude. All right, man. Let me get ready to shut this stream down. I have to cut this part out of it. You did get what you call me back once you listen to this portion, because I don't want the end portion about the trucking shit to be a part of this actual stream. So I want your questions to be like the information that you wanted to get. Because I'm actually putting together a course that has all this shit in it, and I don't want to be giving this shit away for free. But I did want to answer your questions, and I don't think I did before. So that's why I answered the questions live. So.
Okay. I appreciate it, MOT.
All right, no problem, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, thanks for everybody for coming through. I'm the man Jamal here. Thank you for coming through. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Y'all guys have a really nice day. I'm out.